So let's do it. So this is Crypto Dreams. I'm reading it out to you. You wouldn't buy a Bored Ape for 80K US dollars. That was me who said that in this market. And Kay told me yesterday that he doesn't like buying crypto when everything is so uncertain. So you guys have this outlook because NFTs don't usually make comebacks, or do you both not believe in buying when others are fearful?
Great question.
So that's the question.
That's a great question. Do you want me to go first?
It's up to you. I don't mind.
I mean, the only reason I have no problem buying when people are fearful, but I feel like there's a difference between fearful and just like unstable. When it's fearful, it's like maybe in my head I think more like macro economy is more stable than the news, and so in that sense I have no problem buying the dip because it's somewhat stable below it, and I know that the reasons that people are scared are actually bullshit. Right now, the reason people are scared, it's not little bits of bullshit. It's like massive, huge parts of like what is going on right now, especially with FTX. We don't know which stable coins you can even trust. And I'm like, bro, I don't know if Solana's going to stick at $10 or if it's literally going to crash to $2. If Solana crushes, if Solana comes down to like $2, I mean, here's what I'll say. I'm looking at Cardano and I'm keeping an eye out for like literally 5 cents. And I'm looking at Solana and I'm looking at like $1 to $4. And like that's the kind of price I'm buying, because I feel like if we stick in this kind of recession, there's no reason that those will get down. I want to buy a mutant at like 7 ETH when ETH is like $1,000. Like I want to be able to do that kind of thing. But I'm waiting for like the macro conditions to be a little bit more healthier. And then when the news will still be like terrible as it always is. But when that's happening, I'm okay buying. But right now, everything is on fucking stick legs. So that's why I haven't bought right now. Staying out of it.
Yeah, so I think that is very, very similar to me. Very similar. So let's just go back a little bit. So my specific words with the Bored Ape was it was at that time $100,000. I said even when I bought it was 80,000. It was a great deal. But right now, I don't think I would buy it at 80,000. Mm-hmm. And I gave the reasoning that the macro is worse than what we think. Crypto is worse than what we think at the moment. So the macro is bad. Crypto has been hit because of the macro. And further than that, the SEC investigating Yuga, that I don't specifically know if I would want to have that amount of money in one ecosystem. So I think what I was saying there to that specific question is that I've obviously got a certain amount of money that I'm willing to put towards crypto and NFTs. There's a certain amount of money that's fixed. It's not an unlimited amount of money. And when we are in such uncertain times in the crypto market because of the macro, but also because of our own shit in the Web3, do I want to have $100,000 in any one particular ecosystem? No.
Yeah.
I don't. And I even then said I'd buy a mutant or 2 or 3. I would rather have 10 ETH, 15 ETH, or whatever it may be, $20,000 in Yuga. Yes, I do believe in Yuga long term, very much so. But I don't want to put that percentage of my portfolio in a Yuga NFT.
Yeah.
So that was the answer to that. But with what CADE said is I agree. So we're now realizing that this is going to be a much longer bear than what we anticipated. We're already about 8 or 9 months into this bear market. And I would be surprised we're probably halfway, which means to buy something now and have it slowly bleed for the next 9 months, I would rather wait to see some green shoots and some positive signs. And then even if it's not the exact bottom, it will be lower than now if we continue to bleed for 9 months. That's the general thinking. But again, it depends on whether you're looking for trade opportunities or long-term holds. I'm just talking from a long-term perspective. Now, with that said, I will say that because of the ApeCoin staking that now has been confirmed in 2 weeks' time, I bought ApeCoin yesterday, because I can see a short-term opportunity where I believe ApeCoin, and it's just my own belief, everyone must do whatever they want, ApeCoin could be a rug, I don't know, but I believe in the next 2 weeks with staking going live that ApeCoin price is going to go up. And I have a price in mind to exit, and I'm going to sell. I'm not going to stake my mutant, I'm going to sell. And yes, I said my mutant because in that FTX collapse, I picked up a mutant
Nah,
because I do believe
this
in
guy.
buying when others are fearful. And so I did pick one up because I saw them go all the way to about 10 Ethereum. ETH was 1,100.
Yep.
If I was comfortable, that would have been when I bought a Bored Ape, to be very honest. And we saw that it went to $50,000.
Yeah.
It's now already at 65 again. That would have been if I wasn't scared to put all my eggs in this basket now that there's so much uncertainty. In general, like you saw with FTX's collapse. If Yuga had all their money on FTX, Yuga would be gone. It doesn't matter who you are. If they had all their money on, now they did have some, not all. They did move it off. They weren't, but I'm just hopefully they have it all in cold storage. I just don't want all my eggs in one basket there. So I am still making certain plays, but whereas before there was almost this rush to capitalize and buy it before the floor rises, it's now the opposite. There is no rush. The macro has not changed. If anything, it's worse. The war with Russia is worse. The tensions with China and Taiwan are worse. The economy is worse. You're going to have a global electricity crisis this winter in Europe. Every country in the world has inflation in double digits. So you're really not in a good space at the moment. You've got Joe Biden running America. The guy can't even get out of bed in the morning, let alone run a country. And we've got our own problems. I'm not criticizing you guys, let me tell you. But I'm just saying the macro is bad. And when we see the housing numbers coming out next year, which are always a lag indicator, and we start to see all these foreclosures on homes and house prices dropping and people's biggest asset, their home, going on paper down in value, and people losing jobs. We've seen Meta, Facebook, laid off 11,000 people. We've seen Amazon laying off people. We've seen left, right, and center, even good companies that aren't struggling. That's going to start to take effect. So there's no rush now. I'd rather bide my time and take very calculated, shots when it presents.
Yeah, no, that's true. My friend Cole actually bought a mutant ape as well. I told him this would be a good time. I'm not